So devotion is the grand empowerment. And it's mystical because a lot of people don't understand the mysticism behind it. And it comes from thousands and thousands of years throughout the yogic tradition. It's a tool of dissolution, of being devoid of your personality. That when you empty of all of what doesn't serve you, which is called personality. Personality is not who you are. A lot of people think, this is the way I am. I can't change. I will never change. This is who I am. But that's not true, because it's not who you are. You're not your personality. You're not your ego. You're not your mind. And you're not your accumulation. You're not your brainwashing. And your conditioning, because all of that, this is what form a personality. So what happens when you start feeling a longing inside? For a lot of people, it starts from being in touch with their own suffering and their own pain. Events happen in their life and it triggers something. And suddenly they start asking some big question about themselves. What's the meaning of this? Why am I here? And then it triggers something else. They start having a spiritual awakening. They start putting everything in question about their life. Have you been there? You question everything, the government, society, your parents, everything, industry. Why is the world like this? How can you make a big impact and be an instrument of grace and devotion? And so then out of that, you start feeling a longing. Longing is often, for most people, that longing, the way they feel it. I can tell you that from my own entourage, my own follower and disciple. It happened from a feeling of unfulfillment and seeking something. Normally, the thinking will start seeking like happiness, seeking bliss, seeking something where you're like always looking for something. If it's not the phone, the social media, relationship, you see what I'm getting? It's like it never fulfills you. And suddenly, as you go deeper into this longing, you start realizing, I want to know who I am. What is the divine? And then it goes even further. Suddenly you want to experience what it is, the divine within. What is my own divinity? How do I express that? How do I merge with that? And it starts like going deeper. Now is the beginning of the magic, because when you start feeling the magic of longing and you embark on the spiritual path, or even if you're not, you start having a spiritual awakening and your heart, your Anahata start opening up. You feel everything at different level. And then the longing becomes stronger. That's why it's called longing. It's very long, because when you have that longing, sometimes you start crying and mourning and grieving, or feeling this. It's hard to put into words what you feel inside, that you want to know what is this creation? What am I all about? Why is this in existence? Have you ever wondered that? And you want to expand those boundaries of ignorance. You want to expand those boundaries of expansion to merge with that. Even though you might not know intellectually what it is, but there's love inside. And then suddenly you start falling in love. And falling in love could be, okay, you have done all relationship, you got heartbroken, those relationships don't work. They never lead you there, never. Because the only perfect love is divine love. It has no flaw. It's the ultimate, and we'll get there. Why it's the perfect love. It will never fail you. It will never abandon you, because you won with the divine, and you are completely merged and in touch with your own divine presence. And you have broken those boundaries. And I'm not talking about intellectually, I'm talking about experientially. To experience what is the glory and the beauty of our true nature, because ultimately we are that unique wave of the divine ocean that crash and suddenly wake up and realize that descent is the ascent for the highest, for liberation, and to experience the bliss inside, such an ananda, your true nature of who you are. So, devotion. When you look at Hanuman, you look at, okay, what this story has to teach is great devotion. Why was he recognized as the epitome of Bhakti yoga? Because Bhakti, that's what it means basically. Bhakti means from loving devotion. Yoga comes from yog, means union from Sanskrit. It means to, exactly that, is to unite, to be in union with God, whatever we call it by so many names. And religion call it by so many names. But that's the beauty about spirituality. It's universal. It has no boundary, no dogma, no doctrine. And so you can call it the universal consciousness. You can call it Brahma. You could call it Shiva in the yogic tradition. You could call it the Divine Mother. We yogi, we call the Divine Mother for many reasons. And so the great quality of Hanuman is, in that story of the Ramayana, it shows us very clearly that Hanuman was in touch with his inner truth, the absolute truth, that in his devotion, he saw Rama as a divine person, and he worshipped him not as an external figure, but as a being, as the divine, where he had merged with this being. And so, and that's the ultimate, absolute truth. So that's one aspect. The other aspect was ultimate selflessness. He was completely putting Rama above. Every breath, every beat of his heart was for Rama and Sita. He lived, that was his life. And through that, he completely dissolved himself. Do you know how powerful it is when you dissolve, you complete? That means you dissolve karma. Because personality, all of what we just talked about, is purely karma. And then he could be completely empowered into his own divine presence. And ultimately, in that ultimate selflessness, you see his true devotion is silent, is humble, is in a state of surrender. A state of surrender is not a state of submission. There is this big myth, especially in the Western Hemisphere, a lot of people misunderstand surrender. Let's just look at surrender as a sense of abandonment, not submission, meaning that you are under the power of someone else. Because submission, that's basically what it means. Submission means that there is power over. Do you follow what I'm saying? In surrender, in the sense of abandonment, it means you let go. Do you see? It's a huge difference from letting go or being under a state of submission. And so that's why surrender, always look at it as a let go of. And when you let go and you're in that state of abandonment, that will be done it beget an expansion of consciousness. Suddenly, the mind goes away. When love is there, devotion is there, the mind starts dropping.